Hello and a very warm welcome to Crafters TV. Becky Sworn just threw an opal through at me and it hit me on the chin.
Becky Sworn just gave you some confectionery to cheer you up on this Happy Friday!
Friday! To be fair, she lobbed it across the studio and it came off one of the lights. No, I said chuck it, but I didn't mean chuck it, and then it hit one of the lights and came down and hit me right on the chin. Like that, right on me. Anyway, welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us. It is the final day of our crafty week. What a week it's been. It has been our Launch-a-Palooza, where we've had not one, not two, not three, not four, but 6 launches. And today is launch 5 and 6 of all of those. It has been such a busy week. And like I've been saying right throughout the week, today is your day. If you're a soft crafter, stay tuned because we have 2 fantastic shows for you, brand new launches, free gifts and a code. Yeah, as part of National Craft Month, we've been doing different codes each and every week. We've had codes for colouring, we've had codes for papercraft, and today, and indeed all this week, we have had a code for sewing. NCM Sewing, that is your code. There it is, 30% off selected sewing and needlecraft items with that code. The best thing to do is to go to the website. You will see the designated page that you can use that code on. I know as we go through the shows today, we've got lots and lots and lots, and a few of the items that we're featuring live will also accept that code. The best thing to do is just put that code in when you check out, and if it will apply, if it can apply, it will apply. So that's my tip from the top. As I say, if you are shopping with us today as well, while stocks last, for any spend over 10, we are going to give you the Pretty Paisley threaders fabric. That's going to be auto added to your basket when you spend over 10, but as I've said, that is only whilst stocks last. Oh, we've got a fancy little side panel there as well. Look, there you go. Everything I've just said, right there.
Nice.
And of course, with it being a soft craft day, I'm delighted to say, you know she's back because she's been already throwing things at me. It is the wonderful Becky Sworn. How are you? Not seen you in ages.
I know, it's been like a whole month, hasn't it?
Has
whole
it?
month since. Stop rubbing your chin, it doesn't hurt that much. You wanted a gift. I gave you a little gift and now you're complaining. I don't know.
Where's the first aid box?
Oh, God. Who's the first aider for today? I think it's
Jake's the first aider.
Jake, yeah.
Yeah.
Jake. Yeah, put it in the accident book.
Yeah, kiss of life. I'm feeling better already. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, it's lovely to see you back.
You too.
And 2 launches.
Well, 6 launches really.
Well, yes, that's a very good point.
Yeah,
well made.
We've got 2 separate launches. We've got one about needle turned applique, and we've got 3 different items in that launch. And then we've also got some bags as well. We've got 3 different types of bags as that you can make with templates, not with dies. So none of these have any dies with them. They're all templates that you're going to be using today. And
the ones we're going to be looking at in this show are to your left-hand side there, aren't they?
Yeah. They are. So these are beautiful. They're designed by Joe Overy, who did some of our patchwork dies last year, year before last. This is needle turned applique. It's different to the kind of applique that I normally show you, but I'm going to show you 2 different ways of doing it. So you can do it as a raw edged applique, or you can do needle turned applique, which is effectively what we've done here. Wow. But a lot of hand sewing that we're going to be doing today.
Okay. So whilst we're sewing, a lot of chit-chatting? I
think so. I can talk and sew at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I can talk and talk at the same time.
Breathe. And
read comments. What do you want to talk about, everybody? Let us know what you're up to. We suggested some talker... What were our talker topics we were suggesting before the show?
Ice cream favourites, because I felt that where we've got all of the items displayed, it looks a little bit like it's an ice cream kiosk. So I was saying we should talk about ice cream. And the other thing, the most famous person you've got in your phone. We had a long conversation about that. And you've got some amazing people in your phone.
Not really.
Britt Eklund. I think that's pretty impressive.
I think if I were to ring that number now, I'm sure it probably wouldn't be. I don't know. She must have changed. That was probably 10 years ago last time.
Could we do it in the break?
We could do.
Oh my God, that'd be so exciting. Yeah, could she join? Could she do a craft along with us?
Well, I don't know.
Who knows?
I did panto with her for 6 weeks about 10
no,
years
you
ago.
didn't.
Oh, yes, I did. I don't know if she was a crafter or not. So maybe she. Well, let's ring and find out.
Yeah.
Okay, you can. No, I'm not doing it. I'd be too scared if she answered. Can you imagine? I'm like, oh, remember me from 10 years ago. Anyway, get in touch. Let us know what you're up to, anything you want to see. I do know it is National Arkansas Day today as well, so very happy Arkansas Day to any Arkansans. It's your day. We've got Rachel on the socials, Radical Rachel, and already in is Sarah Paris saying, yes, I've missed so much. I thought they'd forgot about us soft crafters. No. Lovely to see some new lines, and lovely to see you, Becky and Ben. That's from Sarah in Kent.
Oh, thank you. Nice to be back.
It is good to be back.
Although the cafe's not open today. Very, very disappointing. I had to bring in my own lunch.
Oh, well, at least you knew. At least you knew it wasn't open.
Yes, it's true.
Because we've had days where people have come in and go, oh, I'll get a nice bit of lunch from Christina, and then they don't. And then they have to go out.
It's not good, not good.
Jenny Barger joins us, saying hello from Ohio. Mistress Dow says good afternoon.
Hello.
Mike Sepper says, hey, Becky and Ben from NYC.
Excellent.
Eleanor Flexen from Pennsylvania. Wendy Graham says, Ben, Becky and Team Social and all the crafters, hello. I've just had a Yodel delivery. It was my Sheena bundle and the Colour Bloom ink pads from QVC. Can't wait to try. Kathy Lear joins us from a bright and sunny Washburn, Illinois. And Christine Mahoney says, good morning. It's World Sleep Day.
Oh, I'm really good at that. Of all the things I could possibly do, sleeping is very good.
I thought of a joke, but I'm not going to do it. No, because it's a bit. It's not, but it kind of sounds like it is, but it's not. But I won't. I just slept in, says Christine, before I knew. How appropriate. I got up earlier and went back to sleep. Okay, so another talker topic for you. So we've got favourite ice cream flavours.
Yeah.
Most famous person in your phone.
Yeah.
And weirdest place you've fallen asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got one. I don't even know where it is, but she's got one.
I have got one, yeah.
Right, we'll save it till later.
Yeah, save it till later, yeah.
Because there's going to be a lot of sewing, as we've heard, so we're going to chat about stuff. So one of those 3 topics, please, and anything else you want to share with us. I'm going to head over that way. Do you want to talk us... Oh, no, in fact, you've got a mystery bag to show us first, haven't you?
I have,
yeah.
But it's a mystery. Can I show people what's inside the mystery? I've not even looked at it, so I don't know what's in there.
Oh, it's a real mystery.
I closed my eyes when Tracy handed it over to me, and I went like this, and then Tracy just pulled it away from me.
Oh.
So I don't know what's in here. So yeah, this is the mystery bag. Ooh. Can I open it up now?
Do it.
Do you get the bag?
No.
You don't get the bag. Okay, fine. So first item is one of these little key rings. So this is the Fox key ring. In here you will get everything you need to make this key ring, including the stuffing, the felt, all those embellishments, and also the ribbon and the little lobster clip as well. Everything is contained in here, including stencils as well. So really useful little bit of kit.
Yeah.
Next item is floral teddy. So actually this is a rabbit. This is a floral bunny teddy bear kit. Perfect for Easter if you're wanting to give somebody something that's not just chocolate. Because obviously you would want to give them chocolate anyway. Again, this is a complete kit. So in here you've got a piece of fabric that's been printed with all the pieces. You're going to get the stuffing, embroidery thread, and also the buttons to create the joints. Next item, there's loads in here. You've got a set of our Colour Bloom felt. You've got 16 sheets of the felt in here. Next item we have is some of our nesting dies. So these are our patchwork dies. This is the jewel. Not jewel, but jewel.
Not as in like, on guard? Jewel.
Jewel, yeah. I was thinking of gladiator.
Oh, yeah. Jewel. 3, 2.
He doesn't do it anymore, though, does he?
Well, I think he tries to do it, even though isn't he from Spennymoor or somewhere? I think. And he's trying to sound like the old Scottish guy, isn't he?
Absolutely. And you've also got this one, which is your clamshell. Makes an absolutely beautiful little design here. These are all dies for you to pop into your Gemini. We've then got one of our quilting pattern guides. This one has multiple different patterns in here. So you just need to change your foot to an embroidery foot on your sewing machine, and you will be able to make all of those different designs for your quilting.
What a bag.
We've then got one of these, which is our folding ruler, so it folds into a triangle. Really useful for cutting squares and your triangles. Ooh. You do actually get a little mini bag.
Yay!
Little mini bag. bag in a bag. Who doesn't love a bag in a bag? We've then got a stencil. This is the mandala stencil. You can use this for your fabric, or you can use it for using your inks in papercraft as well. We've then got some embroidery thread in all of those beautiful, glorious colours. Next item we've got is one of these. I know it's going to keep on going. This is the little. I wanted to call it an elephant. That's not an elephant. That's a reindeer.
It's like a reindeer from here.
It's one of a set of dies that you've got in here, which will cut out all those little perforations out of your felt for you to create a little design like that. We've then got. Thank you. This is one of these new dies that we brought out not very long ago. Again, it's got all these little perforations so you can stitch through to create thank you, and you've also got some other embellishments in there like flowers and leaves. We've got some fabric stabiliser. We have got a binding tool. Then we have got the first one of these stencils is your floral collection. So these are embroidery stencils. You just need to heat those up with your iron.
Is this still the bag?
Oh yeah, still the bag.
There's so much
Tea
stuff
party.
in here.
So it works in exactly the same way. And then we also have, can't read it upside down, nature collection. And then we have, finally, these dies here. So this first die, this is really quite cool. So you can cut this out of fabric or you can cut it out of card, and then you can create your own little cross stitch in there. This next one is some ribbons. So again, just getting your fabric, you just fold it back and forth, and you'll be able to cut multiple layers of ribbon. And then finally, this one has got some little embellishments over here, a little bit like the edging that you'll have on broderie anglais. Again, you just need to fold your fabric back and forth, and you'll be able to get loads and loads of the strips of this beautiful design here. That's it. I mean, that's it. There's a lot there.
There's tons.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different items in there.
Wow,
that's a great bag, isn't it?
It is a great bag. £288, $338 worth of content for £68 or $80 is incredible. And of course, don't forget, because you've made your 10 spend, you're going to get your free fabric thrown in as well. I've just seen a message come through from Rosalind who says, I may have to get this bag. Most of those items are on my WL wish list. Thank you, producer Nicola. Absolutely get it. Even if you've got like duplicates in there, I would say value for money wise, keep the bits and pieces that you need, and then the rest, I mean it's up to you. Give them as gifts, whatever you want. Mistress Dow says, strange places to sleep. One, on top of Charing Cross tube station. Under the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's an unusual place to sleep. Yeah, definitely. How did you get there? Was it after a big night out? This is what we need to know.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for someone to say that they fell asleep in like a wheelie bin or something like that. I mean, not me. Cindy says, huge bargain in that bag. It is a huge bargain. I would honestly just be buying that for the fact that the value is so immense, but I don't think we have huge amounts of that bag, so do go fairly swiftly. Evelyn joins us saying, good morning from a snowed in Aurora, Colorado. I've got about 15 inches of snow at my house. That's a lot of snow. And Mistress Dow's back again. Strange places to sleep part 2. In one of the smaller arches of Marble Arch, but it was covered up with tarps for cleaning.
I want to know how you end up in these places. I have to be honest. You know, is it a decision you go, I'm not interested in that comfy bed at home. I'm going to go out. I'm not going to see where I'm going to end up, or is it just what happens? It seems quite unusual places to sleep. Definitely.
I once slept in my mum's car in our garage at our house when I got home. I was a teenager, and I think I said that I was going to stay somewhere else for the night, and then ended up not going there. And then I didn't have my key to get in the house, and it was like 3 in the morning, and I didn't really want to face the wrath of my mum, waking up. So I went into the garage, and I was going to sleep on the garage floor, but then I realised that the car was open, so I slept on the back seat of the car in the garage at our house. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
It is quite weird, yeah. It must have freaked your mum out when she got up in the morning and went down to the garage. And you were
because I got up before there and then just did the whole good morning, like as if I just I never told them. If you're watching now, Mum. Anyway, here I am at the ice cream stall that Becky was talking about, our third talker topic.
Please, can I have a 99 flake?
Get in the back of the queue. Get in the back of the queue. So yeah, I just need a little hat and a little apron, don't I? But we've got basically the showstopper deal here for you, right? So you can pick up both of the brand new launches, which, as Becky has rightly pointed out, in essence, it's 6 new items. Because you're going to get on this side here, which we're going to be looking at in more detail a little bit later on, all of your bag templates. So you're going to get your tent backpack. You've also got your slimline crossover bag and then your craft tote as well. Everything that you need. Obviously, you're going to be getting your fabric separately, but we have got tons and tons and tons of fabric available for you on the Shop the Show. So do have a look there if you need to pick up fabric. If you love your Lewis and Irene, there is a plethora of beautiful designs for you. And then over this side, the second half of your showstopper, if you like, is all of your applique templates. So you've got your floral tile, your spring blooms, and your meadow flowers. We're going to concentrate on these more in this show. And if you go for the showstopper, which is all of these and all of those, you're getting an extra 10% off rather than putting them in individually. You can pick and choose if you want to, but listen, all brand new goodies. The price is amazing, £36 or $48. And as I've said, if it is more fabric that you're after, do make sure you hit the Shop the Show because there is tons and tons of the stuff available for you. Some of it not massively stocked, so do get in nice and early. Sarah says, where is the mystery bag? I can't find it online. Interesting place to fall asleep in a field of cows, not knowing they were there and being woken up by them. This is a brilliant
That'd be
talker.
quite frightening, I think, wouldn't it? You know, you're lying down and suddenly you get this big cow.
Yeah.
They've got big faces, haven't they?
Hey?
Yeah, big faces, big tongues. Maybe they licked you. Oh,
can you imagine? That's a way to be woken up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just as a by the by, the bag is on Shop the Day. I've just been reliably informed by Rachel, so thank you for that. Right, we'll keep these coming because we'll chat as Becky's demonstrating. We're getting loads of, it makes me laugh, ice creams. No, we don't want to chat about ice creams. Famous people in your phones. No, we don't want to chat about that. Sleeping in strange places. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Let's get into it though, Becky, because we're going to start with these applique templates, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. So I'm going to grab one of these so you can actually see how they're done. So hold it over here so you can see. So the way with these are done, needle turned applique is different to raw edge applique. Raw edge appliques, we're just cutting a shape out of a piece of fabric. We normally use something like Bonder web to adhere it onto the fabric. And then we sort of stitch around the edges just to sort of keep it all in place and also to stop it from fraying. Now, needle turned applique is different in that we have the fabric and we're just going to flip underneath the edge. So you have a nice smooth edge, so you don't have any raw edges and you're stitching underneath. Now, in order to do this, you need good light, you need some very fine thread, and you want some fine needles. And we recommend that you use a particular type of needle, which is a Milner's number 10. So all that information is inside the details. And we also suggest that you use a very, very fine thread. To give you an example of what I mean by fine, I can barely see it, is basically the long and the short of it. This is ordinary thread here that I've got. This is a kind of thread that I would use when I'm sewing. You can possibly see it if I move like that. Yeah. Now this is the thread that we will use. Can you see it? Hardly.
Can't now.
Hardly. It's really, really, really fine. So that's why I suggest you make sure that you've got really, really good light when you're doing this. Now, each of these come out the same, the templates. So this one I'm going to show you first of all is a floral tile. Now, what we've given you in here, not only have we given you the templates, we've also given you instructions as well, and we've also given you a layout design. Oops. Dropped that on the floor, I'll have to pick that up in a moment. So you can see here how that looks. So when you're going to put your piece of fabric over the top, you can see where you want to place everything. And we want to make sure that we're placing everything stitching it together in the right place. So for this one example, we start with the leaves first of all, and we basically work our way inwards. So we would do the leaves, then we would do these outer petals, and then this top petal here. All of these designs can be used together, mix and match, you can use them separately, and each one of them comes with 3 different projects in here. So each one of them comes with a kind of cushion. But to show you some examples of the other things that people have made, this one I absolutely love. I think it is so effective.
Oh, I love that.
Look at that. Really, really cool idea. Very, very simple. It's not going to cost you a lot of money to buy all those different fabrics because you're only using 3 colours. But you can see the type of thing that you're able to make here. This one, little tiny sort of sewing pouch, using this here, almost like creating a little bit of a sunflower. And this is all achievable with doing this needle turned applique. Now, what I would suggest you do when you buy these 3 is that you start with this one first. This one is the simplest one to do.
Okay.
Because you've got nice curves here, but they're quite what I would term gentle curves, so they're easy to work around. This one would be my next one to go for, this floral tile. And then this one here would be the one that I would leave until you're quite confident at doing all these curves, because you've got lots of inverted curves as well as ordinary curves. Outverted?
I really like that.
Outverted.
Inverted and... What's the opposite of inverted? If it's inverted,
It can't be up.
Outvert.
Anyway,
yeah.
you got things that go like that.
Invert.
Like that.
And
got lots of wiggly bits, and it's harder to do because of the way you're going to be doing it.
I know convex and concave.
Yeah, but it's not the same, is it, Ben? I can't, totally different. Oh, I don't know. Right, so to show you what you're going to be getting.
Revert.
Is it?
Revert. No? No.
Look, it's wiggly, okay?
You look like you're in some like 90s rave there.
No,
just give me some glow
it's
sticks.
Tales of the Unexpected. Do you remember that? No one in the gallery knows what we're talking about. No. Right, so these are the templates you're going to be getting in this one. This one is your floral tile. You've got the fabric template over here, and then you've got your interfacing template, which you can see is a little bit smaller. If I hold them over the top of each other, you will see that the fabric template is bigger than the interfacing. Now, the reason for this is you want to cut your fabric out of you're using the fabric template, then you want to get some interfacing that adheres with heat erasable interfacing, that's not what I'm looking for. Heat activated interfacing. Oh, yes. And that will create a little bit of a edge for you to fold your fabric over the top of. It just makes it a little bit simpler for you. But what we've also done is some people don't like drawing using an inside template. They want to go around the outside. So what we've done, we've actually given you all of the outside pieces or the inside pieces as well, so you can draw around the outside. So it's up to you as to how you'll do them. And you've also got different sizes in here. So obviously you've got, if you want to make something quite small, you can use the smaller images in here. So we've got lots and lots of options for you.
Yeah.
Now what we're going to do is I'm going to pick up the things that I threw on the floor earlier, and I'm going to get some of my fabric.
Was that more opal fruits you threw on the floor?
No.
Oh.
No.
Because you were chucking those around, weren't you, earlier?
I was throwing opal fruits around. Yeah. Only to you, Ben, only to you.
Yeah.
So what we would do is we would take our die, or our template, and I want to cut one of these C1s. I want the circle, the centre part of that in the blue. So I'm just going to use my heat erasable pen, and I'm just going to draw around that. I'm not going to use my chopsticks to draw around that, and then you just need to cut that out. So I've already cut out my pieces in my fabric, and they've got them just here. So I've got them in different colours, and then these are to form those petals that go around the outside. You can see that they're going to look like that.
Oh yeah.
Like those. And then I also want to cut out of them, I want these leaves out of this fabric as well. So I'm going to pop those to one side, and then I will just get those leaves together.
We still haven't found what the opposite to invert is. Ruth, you said, Ben, the word you're looking for is extrovert, isn't it? It's not, because that's the opposite to introvert, which is like invert, but not the same. Introvert and extrovert.
Yeah.
Invert and out.
I don't know. Outvert is what I said, isn't it? And that's got to be wrong because it just sounds entirely wrong. So we've got four of these here. Oh, that's not come up properly. Make sure your heat erasable pen is working properly.
Upright or right way up? That's what it says.
Oh.
I'm just being told that you can get a 3-pack of heat erasable pens for £2.99. Is that with the code?
I love my heat erasable. I need some more actually.
They're being nicked by the paper crafters as well now.
Are they?
Yeah, for templates.
Cheeky. Cheeky.
Cheeky. Keep your hands to yourselves. Say. Yeah. Oh, they're just on sale. £2.99, did you say?
That's a good bargain, isn't it?
That is a saving of £3, producer Nicola.
That's definitely worth stocking up on because, you know, over time they do get lost in the ether, or they drop out of my hair because I use them to put my hair back, as I've done today.
Yeah, I saw that drop earlier on when we were chatting, and then all of a sudden I saw like a pen drop. I said, where's that been? Just tying your hair back.
Tying my hair back, yeah, as you do. So we're just cutting around the edge of these. So the great thing about this is it's a simple thing to do. It is a little, I would say, it's not a quick make because you're doing some hand stitching and you want to make sure your hand stitching is nice and accurate. But it's a really nice activity to do because it creates a totally different way of doing applique. Now I will show you how to do ordinary applique or what I would raw-edged applique, which is what I tend to do because it's quick. And as you know, I'm frightfully lazy and I want things to be as quick as possible. But if you want to do a bit of slow hand stitching, this is absolutely something for you. And just by looking at all the samples that we've got, and I will show you some more, we've tended to use solid fabrics throughout, and certainly on the ones that you can see next to me, or those cushions. They look really effective, they're great for spring, but using them with a little bit of fabric, you might have some really expensive Liberty fabric, William Morris fabric that you've been waiting for a great project. You don't need very much of it for this project, so you'll be able to use it for lots of other things. Now I've already marked out all of that interfacing. So this is interfacing that has got a bit of a glue on the other side. And so I'm just going to cut round here. And these are all smaller. I'll show you. These are all smaller shapes. Because they've been cut out of the interfacing template. Okay. So you've got the interfacing template and you've got your fabric template, and you just need to make sure that you cut from the right place for those.
Do I need to be of a certain level then if I'm picking these up today, or is it something that you can kind of teach yourself quite quickly?
It's really simple. You're just going to be doing small stitches. So like I say, make sure you've got good light. If you need to wear glasses, do wear them. I have got them to one side. I have brought them in today.
Nicola has said,
yes, I do need to wear glasses. All right, Nicola, I do need to wear glasses. All right, and I've got them next to me, but the cutting bit is all right. It's the sewing bit. It's the sewing bit which is a little bit more of a challenge.
So they're obviously short reading glasses, are they?
No, they're like very focals I've got.
Same as me.
Yeah.
Do you mean the ones when you look there and then look there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like an old person, as my kids say. You've got old person's glasses. It's a bit rude, isn't it?
I've got it, so...
Yeah,
and
you're much younger than I am. So.
I'm not, am I?
Yes, we've had this conversation every single time. Yes.
You're still... I get confused with all of you lot. You're not much older than me, though, are you? No, you're not. You're still in my decade.
Okay, yeah, I am still in your decade, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I am still quite old.
Well, you're not though, because if you're still in my decade, you're not quite old, because I don't class myself.
I'm not as old as some of the others.
No.
Some of them are really old. I know, so old.
Like
ancient.
In their 50s. Really old.
No.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
No.
I have been thinking about what I'm going to do for my 50th birthday party.
When is that going to be?
Next year.
Oh, right.
It needs a lot of planning because I want a lot of party.
You want a lot of party?
I want a lot of party.
Me want a lot of party?
Yeah, I want a lot of party. And it's going to take a lot of... I don't know who I'm going to invite. There's a lot of coughing going on. I don't know, would everyone come down to London for my party?
Yes! Okay. I would come down to wherever you were for a Becky Sworn party. Because there ain't no party like a Becky Sworn party. No. That's what I've heard.
Well, do you know what? My cousin has just opened a restaurant in London. Yeah. And a club, restaurant bar club.
Let's go there!
Yeah. And we all said, oh, yeah, looking forward to the invite for the launch party. And nothing.
Didn't get one?
Nothing. And I mentioned to my friend, I said to her, oh, my cousin's opening his restaurant. She was like, oh, tell me. I said, we should go, in a couple of weeks' time once it's opened and fully functioning. And she went, yes. Send me the details. I'll look out for it. And then I sent her the details and she went, Babes, I've been invited to the launch party.
Oh.
She was invited to the launch party and I wasn't. How very rude, is what I can say. Michelle Keegan was there.
Kevin Keegan?
No, Michelle Keegan. Michelle Keegan.
The sad thing is, I know more who Kevin Keegan is than Michelle Keegan, which really sums me up as where I am.
What was that thing she was in?
She's an actor.
Actress. Was she in Corrie? Yeah, and she was in that Fool Me Once, that big thing on Netflix that's been everywhere.
I don't watch Corrie, and I've not seen that.
You would know who she is.
Is she related to Kevin Keegan?
No.
Oh.
No. Tell you a totally random bit of information. I had a friend who was called Keegan O'Neill, and he was named after Kevin Keegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
So Sam
it's a bit
from
weird.
The Office, Sam Kane, one of his middle names is Keegan, because he was named after Kevin Keegan. By the way, for our US viewers, Kevin Keegan was a very good footballer, English footballer. Played for Newcastle, Liverpool, and then he went on to actually manage Newcastle and England, I think.
Really?
Yeah. And he was very well known also for his perm, wasn't he, in the 80s?
Yeah.
And didn't he do like a Brill Cream advert or something? I'm sure he did, or was it Brute he did? It was something like Brute or Brill Cream. Kevin Keegan was like the poster boy for in the 80s.
But isn't that where they there's a comedian Harry Enfield? They did a whole version. They did like a little skit, didn't they? Of was he from Liverpool? I don't know if it's, they all had these really bad perms, didn't they?
The Scousers.
Yeah.
And what was their catchline? Calm down, calm down. Yeah. That was them.
And they all had a perm, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Right. So I've done some. I'm just ironing. I've ironed on my interfacing. So I'm going to get started showing you how we're going to put this together. Now I'm going to put my piece of fabric or a piece of paper underneath, and I'm going to mark out where I'm going to put that tile.
I've just been sent a picture of Michelle Keegan. I don't think I know who she is, but I sort of half recognise her from something. Was she in like an army thing?
Yes.
What? Our
Yeah.
girl. There
Yeah.
you go. So I do know she is.
So so she was there. I wasn't.
Oh, and the first question on Google, apparently, when you put in Michelle Keegan, is she any relation to Kevin Keegan? See? And the answer is no. Completely different hairstyle.
Right, I've marked that out really roughly using my heat erasable pen. And now I'm going to place my first piece. So I want to have my leaves in there first of all. So I want to put them there. And I want to use some small pins. Get hold of some small pins. These are our normal size pins, but these are applique pins. And you can see they're much, much smaller. This pin would get in my way as I'm stitching. So this is why I want to use a smaller pin. So I'm going to pop that in there. And they're not pins that we sell. They're just pins that I bought online.
Okay.
But you just need a smaller pin, and we're just going to pin that in place. Now I'm going to find my thread, which I've put somewhere really special. Because yeah, there
Got
it
it.
is. So I've already threaded my needle because, goodness knows, we've watched me try and thread a needle on air many, many times, and it's never good. And this is, as I say, these are incredibly fine needles. They've got a really, really small hole for you to thread your thread through, and the thread itself is really fine. So it's definitely worth getting a needle threader for this.
Okay.
We only want to use a single piece of thread, and I'm going to put a few knots in here just to keep it in place. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be stitching, and we're just going to be flicking the edge of the fabric underneath, and we're going to be doing a ladder stitch to secure it in place. So this is why I was saying it is a bit of a, today's going to be quite a lot of hand sewing here to show you this technique. But then I will show you the raw edge applique technique, and you can still use the same designs for that.
Becky, this is slightly off, well, it's not off topic, it's on topic, but it's off topic of what you're doing. Sarah has got a question about fabric coat.
Yes.
And how much should you use for it to work? And if it is washed, oh, well, Ben, just read what it says. Could I please ask oh no. Could I please ask about Fabricoat? There you go, Ben. And how much you should use for it to work? If it is washed, will it still be waterproof?
Yes. So what you need to do is when you use Fabricoat, and unfortunately we haven't got any here, you will get your fabric, you'll get your Fabricoat, and you can use either a piece of card. I find using an old credit card or like a store card, something like that's better because it's solid plastic. And you just basically sort of slap it onto the fabric and just sort of press it through with that card, and then you just scrape off the excess and you put it back into the pot, and you leave it to dry, and then you go back to it about 20 minutes later and you put another layer on, and you put sort of 3 or 4 layers on, and then after that you leave it for 24 hours. And then it will be like oilcloth. It will be the fabric will be totally saturated with that Fabricoat, and it will be washable and waterproof. Now you will find over time, if you've done something like a cover for the sofa, or cover for a table or something like that, you will find over time as you wash it, you will lose some of that coating, and you just need to do that again periodically. But generally speaking, it will be all right. You must leave it at least 24 hours after that very last coat. But it's really brilliant. If you've got some fantastic fabric and you've made some cushions and you want a matching oilcloth and you can't find that fabric in the oilcloth, that will effectively allow you to create your own oilcloth from the fabrics that you happen to have. So it's really useful to use. Any other questions? Send them in.
I love that. Any other questions about anything at all as well? Anything you want to know?
Anything.
Anything you want to know about Becky? Anything you want to know about me? We're pretty much open to any sort of chit chat today.
We're happy. Now I'm starting to sew. So what I've done here, I've just sewn through the little piece I'm appliquing in, and then I'm going to fold with my finger like this to get it started. Now it's really difficult for you to see, I know that. We're going to do ladder stitch. We're going to go down, and then we're going to come up through the fabric like that. And bit by bit, we're going to fold over. Now you can use your needle to fold this over. All I would say is, because you're using quite a fine needle, your needle in itself is quite flexible. So I find a little bit of pinching with my nails, and also just folding that raw edge over and just tucking it away with your needle is all you need to do. And you're just going to work your way around. The harder, as I said before, the curves are tricky. Because you've got, when you've got really sort of detailed curves, very tight curves, you've got to get rid of that excess fabric. So you can either trim down or just do some little cuts across like this, which will allow you to tuck your fabric away. When you get to points, you need to sort of fold your fabric, or you can cut some of your fabric away into a V shape. You will find your way, but I would definitely suggest that you start with either this one or the meadow one before you go down to the spring blooms, because the spring blooms has got so many curves in it, you will find it a little bit of a challenge if you've never done needle turned applique before. So you can see I'm just turning that little raw edge around each time, just tucking that in, just doing little by little.
Rachel says, and you just fold it over till you hit the interfacing, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, you use it. So I've only got like a lightweight interfacing. If you use a heavier weight interfacing, you'd probably feel that edge of your interfacing. Yeah, I didn't make that abundantly clear. So you can see here, if I turn it round, that's where my interfacing is, and we're sort of folding over that fabric just to where that interfacing is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go around here a little bit more. Just switch down here, and then when we get to the point, just before we get to the point, I can see I'm just stitched here. I've got this point here, and I want to fold that over, and I'm going to make like a little pinch here. Now you can use your scissors, you should use snips really, and you can cut down here to get rid of that excess fabric.
Yeah.
But I found actually I just pulled that little point down, so it's almost like a blunt tip here. But then when I come to do the other side, I'm going to get a nice point on it. So you will find what works for you, but you're using very, very fine stitches, very, very fine thread and very, very fine needle to do this here. So I haven't used the colour that I would normally use. I normally use like a darker colour. Huh? I didn't put my glasses on, did I? I'll do that in a minute. And then we're going to do this bit here. We'll just fold that point across. So you see I've still got that nice point at the end. And if there's any little extra bits of fabric, I'm just going to tuck those in with my needle and stitch through like that. So you get a different effect to the way you would do if you were doing raw edged applique. And we'll show you that in a moment as well. So stitch down, then we're going to lift that up like that. Just going to make sure I've got that round the right way. Now, as I always say with hand sewing, you never want your thread to be any longer than from your tip of your finger down to your elbow. Okay. And that is absolutely 100% what you should not be doing. You should be making sure you've got a short thread with this thread, because it's so fine, it gets tangled up really easily. Don't think, oh, you know, I'm going to take 30 centimetres, 40 centimetres worth of thread because that's how much I think I'm going to need to finish this project. You will find it gets into a knot and you will end up having to fix things. So it's much, much better for you to use smaller amounts of thread and just keep finishing them off.
It's on my list of things to have a go at, you know, because, you know, I've been trying to make myself sort of a bit more useful here. You know, don't want to be a one-trick pony.
Well, it'd be nice if you actually made the tea.
No, let me finish.
All right. Whew.
So I obviously did a bit of presenting, then I did a bit of producing, and then I did a little bit of vision mixing for a while, and now I'm doing a bit of paper crafting. I kind of think, like, you know, soft crafting, mate. No. I need to learn to do something as basic as, like, sew.
But you must be able to sew. What happens if you know, your trousers, the hem comes down your trousers?
I have an amazing wife who knows how to do that.
That's bad. Even my children can do that.
Yeah.
That's bad, Ben. Really bad. What about button?
No.
What do you mean no?
Huh?
You don't have buttons?
I do have lots of buttons, but they just don't fall off.
Just Velcro throughout your house.
Velcro. We all have our little jobs within the house.
Yeah.
One of Laura's things that she does very well is she's good at fixing stuff.
Okay.
So if I have
like the lawnmower?
Oh no, I the lawnmower is me.
Right. So you're saying that putting the hem back on your jeans or whatever is a pink job. Is that what you're trying to imply to me here?
No, because, and I will counteract you with that one, because you would probably go, oh, well, I bet Laura does all your ironing because that's pink job. No, blue job in my household. I'm the Iron Man. But no, it's just something. Do you know what we used to do when my nan was alive? I used to do a bit of, and I really used to enjoy it. I used to do a bit of knitting with my nan. I used to sit with her, but I can't remember how to do any of that now.
Oh, that's a shame.
But yeah, maybe in between shows, right? I should learn to do a bit of sewing with you.
Yeah.
It's like sew back a button on, sew a button back on.
Yeah, I mean that is that's a fundamental life skill, I think.
Yeah.
I used to teach young adults with learning difficulties life skills, like putting the hems up of skirts and stuff like that, and how to sew buttons back on. I can teach you how to sew a button back on, Ben. It's easy.
Yeah, I mean,
it's easy.
It's easy, it is. Well, let's do that. Laura, the majority of the stuff that she mends now is Molly's toys, because Molly loves cuddly toys, and so she's had.
Does she rip them up though?
Well, so what she does, like she's got Owly and Baby Puppa are her two favourites. So we bought those as like proper cuddly toys. She tore both of Owly's wings off, so Laura had to do a bit of an operation on Owly and just stitch the wings back on. Then she tore them off again. So now what she's done is just taken the wings off and just stitched. So Owly is an owl with no wings. And then there was Baby Pup, again, who lost an ear, but she was able to thankfully do a bit of surgery and stitch.
So dogs have no respect when it comes to their toys, do they?
No, they don't really, do they?
No.
To be fair. Like I bought her a snake recently, and it was a long snake, but it was like the tug toy was within the snake,
yeah.
and she decimated that within about 2 or 3 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's not much good, is it?
It isn't.
You need things to last a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can teach you to sew. You can make your own dog toys.
Get out of town.
Yeah. You'd have to stitch. You probably wouldn't want to hand stitch them, though. To be honest, you'd probably want to do something on the machine.
Well, I've got my sewing machine still.
Yeah, well, exactly.
In the garage, because I did a little bit. I told you I did a bit of sewing, didn't I, way back when? But then I got frustrated with it because my machine kept clogging.
Yeah, we'll have to fix that.
Yeah.
So I'm just laying these pieces in place like this, so you can see how it's going to look. So I've only stitched that one piece here, but you can see it gets significantly smaller because it will actually end up being the size of that interfacing, because each time we're folding it round, folding round onto that edge. So this, having the interfacing in the middle just gives you a little bit of a barrier for you to press up against when you're stitching. But you can see how that would work. Popping those there. So it is a time-consuming project. It's not something you're just going to be able to quickly do, but actually it makes a really lovely item for you to put together by using the fabrics. I just marked out roughly where those are going to be. You can see how that's going to look, and it's going to be really, really effective. So great for using up all those little scraps of fabric you happen to have. And all of these will all work together, so you'll be able to create things like the cushions that you can see here, but you'll also be able to create other items as well, and use these designs to sort of go together with some of the quilting things you may have done. So you may have used some of our builder blocks to do a big quilt, and you might want to do some of these applique over the top. So really, really cool idea to do. And of course you can use them as raw edge applique as well. So I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment.
Excellent. Rosalind says, Ben, I taught both of my children to sew when they were young. They both now keep a small sewing kit nearby. My daughter keeps hers in her purse, and my son keeps one in his car.
Oh.
Laurie Barnett says, I really have had an itch to do some sewing. It's been years, but these would be so much fun. Give them a go, grab them. I think you can go for individuals as well. You can if you want to go that way. Obviously the best value for money is in the showstopper. You get an extra 10% off giving you this price here. And Clarice says, I love ironing, Ben. Rhonda turned me on to an amazing iron by the name of Oliso. You have to check it out. I might just do that actually, because the iron that I've got isn't particularly brilliant. So thank you for that tip. I shall have a look whilst we have a break, because that's what we're going to do right now. Give you the opportunity to get your carts and your baskets checked out. Don't forget to use that code as well. Anything you buy today, I would whack that code in, NCM Sewing. And if it works, I mean, marvellous. You're going to get 30% off selected items. And with any £10 spend, don't forget, you're going to get your free fabric as well whilst stocks last. Whilst we get you to the checkouts, we're going to find out more about Mr. Craig Laird.
I like to get up, chill, relax, get a cup of tea, then get myself sorted. And if I'm presenter, I'll write all my notes. If I'm the demonstrator, I'll get my prep out, have another look at it, make sure that everything is the way it needs to be for the show, do the show. Then what I'll do is I'll grab something to eat, then have another look at the sheets again, making sure the next show's all good to go. Then we do that show, tidy. I always like to make sure that the area is nice and tidy, either for myself the next day or whoever's in. Jump in the car, head home. I will quickly unpack what I need to unpack, and then I get on that sofa as quick as I can. As soon as we go live, I love that within our live shows, I always get the butterflies. As soon as we get that countdown in our ear that we're just going live, butterflies kick in, and within about 10-15 seconds, I'm going. Butterflies have gone, and we just enjoy the show. Early riser. Oh, shower in the morning. Tea. Oh, savoury breakfast. Masterclass. My mobile phone. Oh, anything with chicken. Currently, it is the weekend, Blind and Light, and it has been for about a couple of years, and I still love it. apart from jumping in the car, chilling on the sofa, watching TV.
My day-to-day life is pretty busy in work. Literally, I get in the door, I check my polls, I then check what I've got to demo, I then get everything ready, and it's just busy, busy, busy from there. I have a meeting with the producer, the director, we get then sorted for the shows, talk to the presenter, and it depends what side I'm on. I mean, sometimes I'm doing the presenting side, sometimes I'm doing the demonstration side, and I love both. It's actually who I get to work with. Yeah, I can't say no more than that other than anybody that works here. We are a big family. We're so super friendly. I love Ben. I love it when we work together. And I don't mean that I don't love anyone else. It's the fact that Ben is the presenter and then I'm demonstrating and we just have this great rapport. Same with Craig, same with Deb, same with the whole team. So yeah, the best part of the day is just getting to work with the best people in the industry. Oh, a night out. In the morning. Oh, none. I only drink water. Oh, well, I'm cutting out sugar, so it's got to be savoury. Masterclass. Oh, I can't leave the house without my lipstick. Oh, I love a baked potato. I relax, so I literally drive home normally and then I relax.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for all the lovely comments. Busy for the new launch. We've got loads of goodies on the show. Let me just tell you, my, the list of items that we've got, huge. So we're not going to get through everything live on the show. So what I would suggest is check the shop, the shows, pick up the deals, loads of fabrics. Quick question, which we'll do in just a second, but we do have a good deal on some scissors. First time, actually, I've seen these three sets of scissors put together. Because normally we have our 3 sets of crafted scissors, but actually what we've done this time, which is quite nice, is we brought you 2 sets of the crafted scissors and then the curved scissors from the Threaders range. So these ones, I've hardly ever seen these, but these are the Rainbow Effect stainless steel scissors, ideal for applique and embroidery. They're rainbow scissors.
They are rainbow scissors.
So how are these different to perhaps the ones that we've got in the bundle as well?
They're rainbow.
There we go. Right, moving straight.
They've got a curve to them.
Okay.
So the idea being that you can cut really close to your fabric.
Right.
So if you think of, say you were stitching, you wanted to trim your stitches, you've still got to get these underneath, and it can be quite awkward. Those scissors have a little curve on them, so it makes it easier for you to trim really close to whatever you're working on.
Also, scissors I think that you see more often than not are our little 4.5-inch snips. These again are brilliant, ergonomically designed, non-stick coated blades, and you've also got your Japanese stainless steel blades there as well. Straight edge, these ones, and perfect for those smaller snips. I know Craig likes to use these particularly when he does like his fussy cutting. But very handy to have those alongside. And this is where the price is ridiculous, because we're going to give you our big 9-inch snips as well. For £20 to get all of those is incredible. And 3 of the best pairs of scissors I think you're ever likely to get. Again, you've got your straight edge here. These are really nice because they've got that measuring guide for more accuracy with that 3-inch rule on there. Again, they're non-stick, and you've also got your Japanese stainless steel blades there too. And they are just brilliant scissors. As we talked about these at length yesterday with Debbie, whether you're using them for soft craft, paper craft, in the garden, in the kitchen, in the first aid kit, whatever it might be, a really lovely bundle of scissors. Might be worth stocking up. £20 or $32 is the platinum price on that. Quick question from Anne as well. He says, good morning. Can anyone tell me how the fabric cutting plates are used?
Yes, easy. So all you need to use, so these are, now my recommendation is if you're going to cut felt, don't use the fabric plates, use the plates that come with your machine. I find it cuts felt better. But if you want to cut multiple layers of fabric with some of our multimedia dyes, all you need to do is you need to get your white plate or your clear plate, depending on whether you're using the original Gemini or the Gemini 2. So the white plate, then you use your fabric plate, and it doesn't matter whether you use A or B. One is slightly thicker than the other. It doesn't matter which way around you do that. You get your fabric, you get your die facing down. I use lots and lots of low-tack tape, and I tape onto the plate as well. Then you put the other fabric plate on the top, and then the other white plate. Put it through the machine. So really, really easy. You're effectively just sandwiching your die and your fabric in between those two fabric plates, and then putting those with the white plates on either side. But if you're going to be cutting felt, I always cut 2 layers of felt at any one time, possibly 3. I would use the white fabric plate, the white cutting plate, the metal shim that comes with your machine, the flexible metal shim, your fabric, your die, then that frosted shim over the top, and then your white plate over the top of that.
Marvellous. The scissors is really helpful when quilting, says Rosalind. And hi to Janelle, he says, I'm just jumping in to see what is happening before I head to work. We've got just about 2 or 3 minutes to have a look at some of the fabric. Now, there is tons of fabric for you on the website. I mean, too much to bring into the studio. So what we are doing right now in the final 3 minutes of this hour is a feature I like to call boom, boom, ba-doom, ba-doom, boom, boom, Nick's Picks.
Yay!
Producer Nicola has chosen her favourite, is it 5 we've got here? I think it's 5. Favourite 5 fabrics from the Lewis and Irene that we've got. The first is the beautiful Celestial Clouds on Cream. Reminds me a little bit this of the Bella Luna collection. With the clouds that we had there. Tell me about Lewis and Irene as well, because it's a brand that we stock here quite a lot, isn't it, on Crafters TV?
It's really, really good quality cotton. So it's got a nice feel to it. Although it's 100% cotton, you've got a really smooth finish to it. Almost feels sort of a little bit satiny. It's got no sheen to it, but it's a really beautiful collection here. And they're very machine washable, iron really well. They are the biggest needs when it comes to fabrics.
You're buying it by the half metre, aren't you, as always?
Yeah, that's right.
$5.75 or $8.63. Next up, that Nick picked, is the Celestial Flowers on Cream. How beautiful is this? It's got like a like gold foiling on it.
It has, hasn't it? Like
Look at
metallic.
that.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
But weirdly, I really think that works for Easter. I know we've had it for a while. Oh, we've got Easter coming up, but I mean that's lovely. We can trim some napkins for your Easter table with some fabric
that
like
would
that.
look marvellous,
that would
wouldn't
look really
it?
good,
Yeah, napkin trims.
Yeah.
It isn't, like you say, it isn't long till Easter. How long have we got? It's 2 weeks on Sunday, isn't it? I think.
Is it really? I need to go and buy more chocolate eggs.
Yeah. 5 more chocolate eggs.
Yes, I have a display in the kitchen of chocolate eggs in like little baskets that look like picket fences with faux grass and things like that. And I've been putting my display out for the last 3 weeks.
Of course you have.
And there's no chocolate eggs left.
We have to go quicker here. Celestial Flowers on Dusk with gold metallic.
Nice.
So that's sort of the same design, just on the different colours. I really like that actually. I kind of feel like, you know, for your Easter, lunchtime, nighttime, dinner time.
Yeah.
$5.75 or $8.63. Nice as well if you too have an Easter display.
Does no one else have Easter display? I bet you they do. I bet we'll see some photos of some Easter displays.
My mum has an Easter tree.
Which is full of what? Easter bunnies?
Like ornaments,
Oh,
Easter ornaments,
okay.
like eggs that hang off. This one is your Celestial Garden on Cream with gold metallic. And last but by no means least, we're going to have to go quickly because we're running out of time in this hour. I am going quick now. I'm timing out perfectly, as you'll see. 20 seconds. The last one is your Celestial Skies on Cream with gold
lovely.
metallic. $5.75, $8.63 per half metre. And those were Nick's Picks.
Yay!
You can find loads more fabric online right now at our website, so do have a look. That was timed out perfectly. And welcome to hour 2. It's a soft craft extravaganza today because we've got another hour right now for you, and we've got 2 hours coming your way a little bit later on. Live at 1 and 5, we are on our final day of this week with our code NCM Sewing, and it's a great way to kind of finish up with that code. I do believe You can use that code up until the end of play on Sunday. As far as I know, that is the case. So you're going to get 30% off selected sewing and needlecraft with said code. There's a designated section on the website where you can see all of the deals. Pop that code in and it will apply to all of them. If you're not sure and you're filling your basket with sewing goodies, just whack it in anyway. And if it works, it works. Also today, and indeed I think across the weekend, while stocks last, we are celebrating National Craft Month and also National Quilting Day weekend. That's what we're doing. I know. It's National Quilting Day weekend.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it says on our. No, that's true. I'm not making that up. Look, the Launchapalooza, I made that up. It's National Quilting Day weekend, and to celebrate. Well, sometime over the next 3 days, it's National Quilting Day, and we're making a whole weekend out of it. Do you know, like when we do Black Friday and we do like Black Friday week?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing with National Quilting Day. It's National Quilting Day weekend. Check Facebook for more details. It's true. It's true. But anyway, while stocks last, you're going to get this free fabric when you spend over 10 on products in sewing and needlecraft on Softer Side today. That is your Threaders Pretty Paisley. So that will auto add into your basket when you spend that 10 on all things sewing. Only while stocks last though, and it has been busy, so get a shopping. And as we said, 2 shows today with 2 brand new launches, or if you want to break it right down, 6 brand new items. It's been a busy first hour. The lovely Becky is here with us. What are we going to be concentrating on in this hour?
So I'm going to continue with the launch, which is the needle turned applique, but I'm going to show you, if you don't want to do the needle turned point, you can actually do raw edge applique. And I want to show you a few more samples because they have made some most beautiful samples. Look at that. So that is a little bit like I was saying, if you've been making a patchwork quilt and you want to use some of these needle turned applique designs to embellish that, look how effective that is. Really, really nice and quite a quick way of putting that together. Obviously the hand stitching takes a little bit of time, but actually creating that whole design will be nice and easy using the builder blocks. So we're going to use the more intricate design here, which is the spring blooms, which is the one just in the front of me here. So you can see on this design, hopefully it doesn't fall over, you've got lots and lots of curves.
I'm trying to remember when you did it, the Tales of the Unexpected Music, but it's not coming to my head.
No, it's not.
I can picture the lady doing that and dancing in the fire, but I can't.
Yeah, I can't remember. I recently rewatched some of them.
It's on ITV4.
They are really, really odd.
They're so strange, aren't they?
So strange.
Yeah.
I mean, they're things that you can't actually talk about on TV. There was one that really stuck in my mind as a child, and I probably shouldn't have watched it.
Oh, no.
About a lady that ran like a boarding house, had lodgers. Do you remember that one? I'm not going to talk any more about it. I think it's the very first episode of the first series.
They genuinely were tales.
They really were.
Of the unexpected.
And they were at sort of like, sort of 6:30 in the evening, I'm sure.
It was on later.
Were
I
they?
think it was like 9 o'clock at night.
How did I watch them then?
I don't know.
Naughty is what I was doing.
Maybe you got out of bed and went downstairs and watched the TV when everyone had gone to bed.
Maybe that's what it was, yeah.
Naughty.
When I look back, we didn't have very many videos when I was young, when I was growing up, because obviously videos were expensive. And we had a few, we had American Werewolf in London, Assault on Precinct 13, and some Wild Wild West films. Not the kind of things you should be watching as a child. Anyway, right. So this one is the more complicated one. As I say, more complicated. It's got lots of inverted curves as well as outverted. Who knows what we mean.
We're going with outverted.
Yeah. So once again, you've got your fabric template and you've also got your interfacing template, and interfacing template is going to be smaller. So you can see when we're going to be stitching around things like this, it's a little bit more complicated. You're also going to be getting your layout design, so you can see how to put everything together, and it also shows you how it's stitched. So you obviously can see you're going to be popping this piece on first, then the circle, then the star, and then the circle in the middle, so you can make them Can you make your own mad designs? Nicola, you can do whatever you like, my love. You can create your own designs. Absolutely, you don't have to follow this. And then again, you've got the pieces that have been cut out. So if you prefer to cut around or draw around your templates rather than in, you can absolutely do that, and they're in that little bag. But this time we're going to get rid of the interfacing one, and we are going to use the fabric templates, and we're going to be using a raw edged applique.
Yeah.
So I've got some fabric over here. I'm going to use some pink, and I'm going to use some patterned fabric as well. And what I want to do is I want to put some Bondaweb on the back of this. Now, Bondaweb is basically a sheet of glue. So the idea being that you've got one side which has a rough texture to it, which is where the glue is, and the other side is like greaseproof paper. And you basically iron on this to the back of your fabric, and then you cut out your shape afterwards. And then this will, because the glue sort of attaches to all the fibres in the fabric, it will stop it from fraying. And what we will do then, we will then sort of peel the paper off and stick it onto the piece of fabric you want to adhere it to, iron it on, and then it all glues together. And then we just do some stitching around the outside. So you can do some blanket stitch, you can do some stitching on the machine, or you can alternatively do some hand stitching, do some sort of embroidery stitches. So that's what we're going to do now. So I'm going to find, I think what we'll do is, I'd like to do this flower in the blue with a pink circle in the middle. So let's go for that small circle here. So I only need a tiny piece of this pink fabric with my Bondaweb onto it. So let's find, actually I'm going to use that bit here, which was a jewel. A jewel.
Jewel.
I sounded like I was something from a horror film then.
I didn't quite know what you'd done then for a second. I thought you were having some sort of funny turn.
I can't say it properly. Jewel. I can't do it. My voice is gone.
Wasn't that also, when you said that initially, that I thought you were doing it from The Cube.
The Cube, yeah,
Wasn't
it is
there a
like
game
that.
on there called Jewel?
It is, yeah. On Gladiators, it's called Jewel, isn't it?
No, but I think we're talking about The Cube.
The Cube, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there was a game on that called Jewel.
There might have been, mightn't there? And that's not on anymore, is it?
No.
Why is it not on anymore?
I don't know.
You too busy to do that?
I never did that one.
Did you not?
That wasn't my show. No. Tipping Point was my show.
Is it? That's when you like.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one that. I'd love to have a go. I want to get on the next series of Gladiators.
Oh yes.
I'd love to do that.
Oh, do it.
Maybe me and you should do it. Nicholas just said maybe you should try and get on an episode of Tipping Point so Ben Shepherd introduces his doppelganger.
That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? Right, so you can see here, I've just got my Bondaweb, I've just glued it, I've ironed it onto the back of here, and I'm going to trim my piece of fabric here. I really want to do a game show. After we had that whole conversation with Debbie Fisher, and Debbie Fisher has been on every single game show, even ones that don't, never actually made it to air, it's made me want to do a game show.
What one did you go for first?
So I want to do Hunted.
I don't know what that is.
On Channel 4, where they basically dump you somewhere and you've got to try and get somewhere else. You've got to try and evade the hunters. Yes, you've got to avoid your CCTV and all that sort of thing. I really want to do that. I think.
So they drop you off and go, right, 2-hour head start, off you go, and then they try and find you.
you're being hunted for days and days. I think it's like a week or 10 days or something.
By who?
By the police, basically, yeah.
Not the police.
Not the real police.
That's a waste of police's time.
No, but like ex-police, and they're looking through CCTV footage, so they know where you've been dropped off. It's really good. There was one guy who he had his bag, and he filled his bag with disguises. And so he was going down this little towpath, and they totally missed him. He was dressed up as a woman, had a wig on and clothes, changed his clothes, and they just didn't expect him to do that. They did a celebrity one. I just think it would be so good.
You'd be good at that because you'd be able to make your own different outfits, wouldn't you?
I don't think you're allowed to travel with the sewing machine.
No?
No. But they end up sort of saying on the show, they tell people that there's money to be won if they dob you in, basically. And so you have to sort of rely on the kindness of strangers. And often people meet someone and they say, you can camp in my garden You know, they drive them somewhere that they need to get to.
Do they have money they can
Yeah,
use?
I don't remember how much it is. £100,000. Am I
What,
right
to
in saying
use to
that?
get away?
If you get away, no. So you don't have any money.
Oh, I was going to say.
But you
I
I think that's how much you can win.
Ah.
So you don't have any money. So ideally, you've got to try and get in contact with friends and family. So
Yeah.
go through all your social media. And you know, so if I did it, they'd be like, oh well, you know, she's got contacts in the north of England. Maybe that's where she'll go. You'd be wrong because it's too cold up here. You know, they try and find you, and they tap your phones.
See,
Whole lot.
this sounds a bit like an amazing game show from, here he goes, in the 80s and 90s, which I used to absolutely love. Do you remember The Interceptor? And you'd have these two people, so like... Right, Becky? So, no, you remember it. It was like, it sort of followed on from, it was in that time slot that Treasure Hunt was on Channel 4.
Oh,
and the game was, so you and I would go on together as like a team,
Yeah.
right? And then we would have backpacks, right? And in the backpacks, there was money. I don't know how much they paid for, like £1,000. So you'd have £500, I'd have £500. They'd dump me off somewhere, and they'd dump you off somewhere. And our job, our mission, was to meet up, to get together so that we could unlock each other's backpacks. But in the same time, you were being chased by the Interceptor, who was this guy in this like black, long black leather jacket, and he had like a gun where he could like shoot your backpack, and you didn't know until the end of the show when you met up whether you'd been shot by the Interceptor or not. And he used to fly around in a helicopter, and he used to go ah like this, and he'd like chase the Does anyone else remember that show?
I have absolutely no recollection of this at all. And generally speaking, I'm pretty good at remembering TV shows. I do not remember this at all.
It was such a good show. Someone watching will remember The Interceptor. And Nicola's now watching. I mean, no, she's not. Nicola's producing the show. It was such a good show.
No, that sounds very similar to the same sort of thing, doesn't it? You know, the whole they use a lot of drones in this hunted thing, so you know people are thinking, oh, I'll evade them by running through a forest or something like that.
And do they, when they know where they are, they physically go and like arrest them? Then do they?
Yeah. That's pretty much what happens, and there's quite a lot of rivalry because obviously, you know, I mean, I'd fully get into this. If I'd gone away, I'd be jeering. I'd be, I would I shave my head? Yeah, absolutely, no problem. They're here.
They found you. You're not on an episode now, are you?
God, that'd be so good, wouldn't it? And then you'd hope that, you know, you'd be able to sort of contact people. Maybe I'd get the details of everybody who watches and just say, actually, could you house me for a couple of days?
Yeah.
I'm on Hunted. Let me know if you're up for it. The American office, possibly can't go all the way over to abroad to
Hunted USA. There was another one, wasn't there, similar to that, where people didn't they have celebrities running away from dogs? Oh, have I made that one up? What's that one called?
Celebrities run away from dogs.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it's a bit of a money spinner to me.
Send in the dogs, I'm sure, or something. It was called that.
Why would they need to be running away from dogs? Are they vicious dogs?
Yeah,
Or are they frightened of dogs?
No, Release the Hounds. It was called on Channel 4, where.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, they had to run away from or like escape dogs. They obviously had suits on, but you know, like police dogs.
What an awful
Real show.
idea of a show.
I tell you, they'll do anything these days, won't they?
We've got some really angry dragons. Let's make it into a game show.
Yeah.
Right. So I've peeled off the back of my. So this is my fabric. It's got my glue on it, so it doesn't feel sticky. It feels a little bit like touching silicone, I suppose.
Okay.
Because it's not going to be sticky until I heat it up. So I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to pop that in the middle here, and then use my iron, and then the heat from the iron will melt that glue.
Okay.
I'm so impressed with these game shows you know about, Ben.
I know. I just probably wasted youth.
It's an encyclopedic knowledge that Ben has about game shows.
Because I've been on a lot as well, like Debbie, you know.
Have you?
I've been on quite a lot, yeah.
What have you been on?
Weakest Link.
Were you really?
Yeah.
No.
I was.
Really? And wait.
Well, it wouldn't come up if you typed it on YouTube. That's why anyone's put it on.
You say it wouldn't come up, but then when Debbie was, I found Debbie in about, I don't even think it was 30 seconds on her game show.
Well, I've got all my mum, because she recorded them all on VHS tapes, but then I've got them all on DVD somewhere. I was on Big Break. I've told you that before, I'm sure. Remember the Sleeper show?
Yeah, Big Break.
I was on that. I was on a game show on Channel 5 called 100%, where it was 100 questions and you just had to have the highest percentage at the end of the thing. I won that. I won 200 quid.
200 quid?
Yeah.
That was all it was?
Yeah.
That doesn't seem very good.
It's for Channel 5 though.
When you won Big Break, did you get a trophy?
I've still got my trophy.
My dad made that.
What, my trophy?
Yeah, he would have made you a trophy.
Did he
Yeah,
actually?
he made all the trophies, yeah. My job was to polish them.
No way!
I polished a trophy many years ago, Ben.
Well, there you go. So we knew each other even before we knew each other. I got the No Dad waistcoat as well from John Virgo with the bow tie. That's still... did you make that?
I didn't make that, no.
That's still hanging in my cupboard. I've been on Bargain Hunt with my mum.
Really?
Yeah,
What did you manage to find on Bargain Hunt?
We won that. I can't remember.
Is that the one with
Except
David Dickinson?
We had Tim somebody on it. It wasn't David Dickinson. But we won £9 and we won the show. Because they never make a profit on that show, do they?
No.
Yeah, £209. I won a Polaroid camera on Big Break. And then on Eggheads, about 3 or 4 years ago, probably more now, 5 or 6 years ago, I went on that with my dad's bowling club. And we won.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And we beat the Eggheads.
That's impressive.
But the sad story about that one is, because normally you go on that show and you play for a lot of money. We were the second show to be recorded on that day. And the first show, the team went on and they were playing for, I think it was £8,000, and they won. So then we went on in the second show, and the jackpot was reset to a grand.
Oh.
Yeah. And there was six of us. We had to share it between. So it was a good day out, but we could have won a lot more money.
Did you say that at the end? Or it doesn't matter, I've just had such a good time.
Yeah. Sounds like bullseye. We've had a great day, Jim, but we'll take the prizes and give someone else the chance. You remember that show, don't you?
I love Bullseye.
Yeah.
But we were saying we'd quite like, I think we should get in the green room a dartboard.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good fun.
Well, we were talking the other day about new sort of game show things we could do for Cartload, because everyone loved the bingo Cartload that we did last week. I'm thinking we could somehow involve a dartboard.
Yeah, that'd be really good. I like that. I like that a lot.
You know.
Let us know if that's the kind of thing you want to see.
Yeah.
That would be brilliant. I like that.
Bullseye was such a good quiz show, but I don't think you had anything similar to it in the US, did you? It was a big show. It ran for about 14 years here in the UK on a Sunday afternoon.
And the prizes really, because it was things like, it was like a speedboat, and you'd have, let's be honest, only a certain amount of people can use a speedboat.
They always were in Sheffield or somewhere, weren't they? The people that won the speedboat.
There was normally like a caravan, a speedboat.
Or it was like a mini metro or something. It was like a car. And you've had a picture of me on Eggheads? Yay!
Oh, can we see it?
Okay.
Right, so the stitching I'm doing here, I'm just doing some running stitch around here, just to secure it. I mean, it's secured, but we're doing some running stitch around here. That's one option. So I'm just going to do that in the middle. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some blanket stitch around the outside. So these are different ways that you can use, whilst we're calling it needle turned applique templates, you can use them for raw edge applique, and this is what we're doing here. So the raw edge applique means we're not turning anything over, we've just used that edge, effectively is a raw edge around here, and we're just going to finish it off somehow, whether it's with a bit of hand stitching, with a bit of embroidery stitching, using your sewing machine. There's lots of different options.
Yes, Sarah C. Yes, I totally remember the Interceptor, Annabelle Croft, and a Greasy Scary Man.
Annabelle Croft.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And the Greasy Scary Man was the Interceptor, and he used to go, ah! He used to call like a vulture or something. He was really scary. Well, that's good news. Anne from the Twin Cities says, I've order placed, mystery bag, showstopper, fabric plates. Where do I find the addict support group? Linda says, lol, I can't see Ben Shepherd without seeing Ben Moseby now. And do you want a couple of 3 questions or 3 questions?
A couple of 3 questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please,
Couple
can
or
I have a
3?
couple of 3?
Okay. I can answer 1.
Okay.
What is the code? NCM Sewing is your soft craft code. NCM Sewing, all block capitals. Linda asks, hi Becky and Ben, in brackets, BB in the house. BB in the house. Have you done your glass fusing class yet?
No, I am booked to do my glass fusing.
Glass fusing?
No, I haven't. I got it for Christmas and I've only just booked it. So I'm doing it at the end of the month. So 2 weeks' time.
What is that, like in the hot ovens with the... No, it's glass blowing, isn't it?
Yeah, so where you basically create designs with bits of glass, so it might be powdered glass, might be small pieces of glass, and then it goes into a kiln and it melts, so it's like becomes almost like a 3D kind of image. And I've wanted to do it for years. There was my mum did a course at Marlborough College, so Marlborough College do like a summer school, and she did it there, and I just thought it was really nice, and I want to make a splashback behind my sink, which I will not be able to do in this course, given that I've never done it before. And my splashback's 3 metres long, but that's my plan, to be able to be good enough so I can create my own splashback. Very exciting, actually.
So when are you planning to do that?
28th, I think, something like that, end of the month.
Can I just say, our Liam's just messaged me as well, and he says, I love Interceptor. I've told you, there's a lot of cool people out there like me who remember that cool show. The music was brilliant. It was music. I think it was Chopin or someone. It was like a Chopin piece of music. What? It was so good. And another question.
Yeah.
From Rosalind. It was Annabelle Croft and Sean O'Kane, Liam. Yeah, it was such a good show. I might have to go and put it on YouTube tonight and
But not
watch a couple of
tonight,
episodes.
in between shows.
Yes,
Today.
in between shows, we'll
Yeah.
stick it on. I haven't got a big screen. Well, we'll have to watch it on my tablet, though.
Can't we watch it on the screen over there?
Oh.
Yeah, we did watch the
Can we
big
not put it
screen.
on the? Can we not put it on the big TV over there?
What, right now?
Not now. That would be bad. Imagine if the bosses walked in. What are you doing? Anyway, Rosalind says, is there a difference between Bondaweb and Heat and Bond?
No. Bond, I don't think so. Now, you can get different types. So I've just shown you there. That's a bit of really quick blanket stitch that I've just done around the edge that's just finished that. But that's sort of how you can use that a separate way. This Bondaweb I have got is, let me see if I can find the packet I took it out of. You can get different types of Bondaweb. Yeah, it doesn't say on there. You can get different types. So this one, you can't see, it's like a fine spray of adhesive over the top of it. Some of them you can get, and you can actually see, it's almost like a tessellated, almost like a diamond shape on there. They are a thicker, wider bits of glue. So if you're doing something very intricate, you may find there's sort of some areas that don't have that Bondaweb or that glue onto them. You can absolutely use our spray. If you've got our stick and stay spray,
Yeah.
you can use that. My only thing is, when you're using small pieces like this, it's quite difficult to get that layer of glue. So if you are using the spray, put a big piece of paper down and have your piece of fabric and hold it with something like a pokey tool or a pair of scissors, and then do that misting of your glue over the top of it. Just leave it for a couple of moments and then place it on, and then heat it, and it will work. But yeah, any kind of like heatable glue, anything that says it's for applique, and fine applique is what you want for this. You'll easily be able to find it. So it's the same kind of thing, it's just a different brand that you can use. So the Bondaweb is what I use most often. That comes from Visaline, but you can get other bits and pieces here as well. So you're just stitching all the way around the edge. This blanket stitch will stop the edge of that fraying. You probably find that it won't fray too much, but you might find if I've got a cushion and I'm rubbing up against it quite often, you might find a little bit of fraying there. But equally, you can use raw edge applique or needle turned applique in order to do any of these kind of designs. They'll work really well together.
Excellent. Great questions, everybody. Really enjoying all of these, and we will give you opportunity to check out in just a little while. Anne says, I've just bought a new sewing / quilting machine too, so those bag patterns will be perfect.
Yeah.
And Rosalind Russell, whose question you just answered, says, thanks, Becky.
That's all right.
You're welcome. That's all right.
That's all right.
That's all right. Are we... Did everyone have a break? Oh, pictures. Pictures.
Oh.
Red Rach. Oh, that's... Oh, is that in your mystery bag? That's the little bunny from the mystery bag.
nice.
I really
That's a great thing. I like that.
love
I
that.
like that fabric as well. That is, that's country lane fabric we had a while ago. Meadow lane or something like that
I
fabric.
wonder what that bunny's filled with. Is that like a cuddly bunny, or is it like a doorstop? Do you know what I mean? Because like sometimes you have them as like little doorstops. Rach, I can ask you because you're obviously on the. Is that a doorstop, or is that just a cuddly bunny for Ted maybe? What's his name? Jamie wants to know. I reckon Bunny. And then the next bit. So this is Eggheads. There's me in the red sweater at the front. So next to me on my right is my dad in the pink shirt. So basically the front row was our team. The guy on the far end in like the white sort of fisherman's knit jumper, he was the reserve, but that was the team. And I went on because it was my dad's bowling club. And one guy dropped out, and they thought like we're a bit. And this is in their words. They were like we're a bit like short on people who know sort of showbizy music of the day kind of stuff. So I was in as the showbiz music expert. And if you look in the back row there's Jeremy Vine on the far right, who's BBC Radio 2.
Yeah.
And next to him is Judith Keppel, who was the first winner of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh yes, yeah.
And so I went up against her in the first round, well, in my round, because you go
Yeah.
head to head with the Eggheads. And I knew that her weak subject was music. So I went head to head with her and I beat her. And I got through to the final with my dad and I think it was Graham in the striped shirt, and we beat the final 3 and won £1,000.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I like that.
it was a fun day. When was that? Transmitted November 2016. Blooming heck, 8 years ago. Yikes. Oh, and there's a close-up of me looking very happy with myself. Yeah, fun times. Fun times. Yeah, so there you go. Maybe we should it's still on. Maybe we should put a team together from crafters and get on Eggheads.
Who would you put on your team? Who knows stuff?
So what if I was team captain?
Yeah.
Who would?
Who's good at sport? You're good at sport as well.
So
aren't you?
I think I would maybe be like sport and music. Then we'd need to cover off. I mean, what would your specialist subject be? Kind of.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Aren't you good at history?
Am I good at history? No, terrible.
Geography.
No, I've got no idea where anything is. Do you know, I told you the story about when I went for an audition as a weather girl.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had no idea where anything was. I was just like, they said, there's a cold front coming from East Anglia. Not a clue.
So Becky, you don't make the team.
No.
I'll have to have a think about this. I need. There's 5 on the team, 4 more players. Maybe you could. Maybe if you're watching, maybe what's your specialist subject? Maybe we could put a team together of me and the viewers, because I can't think of anyone here who'd want to be on the team. Anyway, whilst I have a think, let's have a look at. Well, I tell you what. Let's give you opportunity to get your carts and your baskets checked out. When we come back, we'll do some more with Becky. If there's any questions in the meantime, feel free to fire those in. And whilst you're at the checkouts, we're going to find out more about Debbie Robinson. I wonder if I had her on my team.
Day to day looks like, on a normal day when I'm working from home, get up, breakfast, quick phone call with my daughter, and then I'm up in the craft room and I spend all my time in the craft room. If it's spending a day with the grandkids, that's it. That's my best part of the day, just spending time with family and those gorgeous little grandkids of mine. The best part of the day when I'm at work is when I go on air, because I absolutely love it. Both. I prefer a shower in the morning. I feel fresher. I feel that I can tackle my day. However, depending on how that day's been, I also would have a double shower, so I'd have one in the morning and one at night too. Absolutely, 100% coffee. will always be coffee, and flavoured coffee is my favourite at the moment. Dare I say it's a full English breakfast, the full works, the beans, the tomatoes, the bacon, the sausage, and everything else that goes with a traditional English breakfast. Craft along. Every day of the week. I absolutely love going through the stages from the start of a project to the end of a project. So craft along is definitely my favourite choice. I can't leave without my lipstick. It's a given thing. I once didn't have a lipstick on me and Leanne helped me out that day. Kick off the shoes, sit down for a couple of minutes, just gather my thoughts and then grab my tea.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Welcome back. I'm over here now. With the, I know, as if by magic. How did you get from there to here in that time? I know. The magic of TV. This is the showstopper though, where you get both of the brand new launches, and as we said, it's kind of like 6 new launches really, but 2 bundles that we have bundled together to give you a super price. So you get an extra 10% off when you buy the showstopper. This side, and what we're going to concentrate on more later on in our 5 o'clock show, are the bag templates. So you've got your tent backpack. We've also got everything as far as your slimline crossover bag is concerned, and then you've also got your craft tote. So those are the 3 items that you're going to be getting there. Template, all your instructions and details on the back as well as to everything that you're going to need to be able to make that. Like I said, if you want fabric, we have got tons of that on the website. Just check it out. Some of the fabric deals, a lot lower stock than the others. And then also within your showstopper, what we've been looking at, of course, over the course of this show, your turned edge applique. So you've got your floral tile, the beautiful spring blooms, and then your meadow flowers in there as well. If you want to buy anything individually, you can. If you just want to go for the bundles on their own, again, you can. It's entirely up to you. And as I mentioned, there's that code which you can use up until the end of play on Sunday, NCN Sewing, which will give you a further 30% off already heavily discounted items. The items that you can use that on, you will find on the website. There's a nice section there, but as I said, if you're not quite sure, just pop in that code anyway. And if it works, it works. It's yours until the end of Sunday. The rabbit, by the way, that Rach sent the picture of, it was stuffed with the contents of an old pillow. I was feeling cheap.
Oh, why not? Might as well use it. Yeah.
And if you want to name the rabbit, you can, she said. Let's, Bunny, let's get, hip hop, yeah, yo. Let's get back on over to Becky. What are you going to talk around with us now?
So, so I'm going to do 2 of the bags I'm going to do in the next hour, but I thought I'd show you the bag that's different because it's got a different kind of fabric in it. These are the bags of bag templates that we've got on the show. And this first one is the backpack. You can see here, it's really quite cool, isn't it? A little bit different. You've got little pockets here and there.
It's very of that style. I don't know the name of the brand, but there seems to be a brand that a lot of the kids wear now, the backpacks, and it's of that kind of...
Gucci?
No. It's that sort of style. Someone will... it's got like almost like a Scandinavian name. That's what it reminds me of.
IKEA.
Huh? What?
IKEA?
No!
Actually, it looked quite cool, made out of IKEA bag. You know, so
Yeah.
you see a lot of people making bags out of IKEA bags. I don't know what you're talking about, Ben, but
Okay.
I'm sure we'll find out soon.
We'll find out. Someone will know.
So quite cool little thing. And actually, I think if I took out the straps for this, it would make quite a nice little place to pop your pyjamas when you go to bed. The pyjama bag.
I like that
It's
idea.
quite cute. So that's your backpack. This one is your craft tote. So this one is really
Oh,
cool.
I
That's
love
been
that.
made by. Actually, this has been made by Maxine. Beautiful here with all that embroidery they've got. Lots and lots of places to pop all your bits and pieces. In here you've got zips at the front and the back. Lots of space in here as well. And it just opens up like that. And then this one is I can't remember what this one's called now.
That one is
Crossover
called
bag?
your crossover slimline bag.
Crossover slimline bag, and it's got a little zip pocket at the front. Now, this one I'm going to talk about because it's got a different fabric in it, or we're using foam. So we've not used foam on shows before. So in the past, when I'm making a bag, I'll be using some wadding, and that's what I'm going to be using in the next show. So wadding or some batting, and that's that kind of sort of lofty kind of stuff that we put on the fabric, which gives it a little bit of spray onto the fabric. Now, because it's so thick, you don't want to stitch through it. So you always make it slightly smaller than your actual fabric of your bag. And you'll find that all that information is here inside your little booklet. So when you get your template home with your slimline crossover bag, you will see this is the kind of template that you're going to be using. Like our templates before, they're easy to understand. We've written on here what everything is called, how many of everything you need to cut. So it shows where the things need to be cut out of main fabric or interfacing, or in this case, foam interfacing, which is a foam or the Bosal, which we're using. Bosal is a brand. Where you've got a piece like this, it means you're going to fold the fabric over, and so you're going to have a fold line here, so everything's going to be twice as big. And you're going to be using your heat erasable pens to mark all of this out. Now, in the little booklet, we highlight all of the pieces. The pieces will be in red, so you can truly see exactly what you need to be cutting out. It makes it simpler for you to be able to work out what you're doing. And then over here, it tells you exactly how many of everything that you need. Now, the foam needs to be attached to the outer piece of the fabric. You put some interfacing on the lining of the fabric, and you don't have to use interfacing if you don't want to, but you always adhere the foam to the outer fabric, or the batting to the outer fabric. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by putting this together. So we're going to work our way through this. And the first bit we're going to do is to create that little, just throwing it on the floor, that little zip pocket here. So we're going to pop a zip into this piece here, and we're going to start putting it together. We're not going to be able to finish it today, but we're going to show you how to do this. So I've got here my two pieces of that sort of corner fabric. So one is the outer piece of fabric and one is a lining. So I'm going to put that to one side. I've also got my outer pieces of fabric. So I've used my fabric from home. So these are going to create the outer part of the bag.
Yeah.
So the bag is going to end up looking like this.
Okay.
No, that bright colour there.
Yeah.
So we put those to one side. And then even the pieces that are going to form the gusset of the bag and also the zip gusset have got the foam attached to them as well. So you've got that on there, that on that one, and then that one, I think, a little bit of foam, which has come off. Oh no, it's down here. There it is. A bit of foam here. It needs adhering a little bit more because it's just sort of come away. And we've got other pieces to create the lining. So we've just followed the pattern working around. So we're going to put those all to one side. And we've got a zip over here as well. So my zip, I just need to trim that because I don't think it's the right size. So my zip needs to be 20 inches and 12 inches. So I've got one here, which is 12 inches, that's perfect. The other one goes around the edge of the bag, and that's going to be 20 inches. So for those, you want to use some of our zips on a roll. Okay, right.
I think we've got those in stock still as well. I was just looking actually.
So we're going to get our zip here. We want it to attach on here. So this is my lining fabric and this is my pocket, you know, the outer part of my pocket. And actually, if you wanted to use some of those applique designs that we've got on the show. You could do some applique on here. So if you wanted to use this and maybe take one of these flowers, you could easily applique those flowers on here, creating that whole design. And that might be a sneak peek as to what I'm doing for the craft along that I do next.
Okay.
Just a sneak peek. So we're going to have our zip right side facing down along the panel, and we're going to put the lining panel on the top. So we're going to do that there, and we're going to put that like that.
Linda said you could add a coat hanger to one of these to make a peg bag.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
What do you call it? The tent backpack, is that what you mean?
Yeah, that would work, wouldn't it?
Be a posh peg bag, wouldn't it?
It would be. It would be very posh. So we can put this here. Now, you can pin this or you can glue it together just to keep it all in place. I'm going to use a little bit, if there's any glue here, there's a little bit of glue here. I'm going to use glue for the moment because I think it works really well. It saves you from having to pin everything in place because you're basically going to sandwich this zip in between the lining fabric and the outer fabric. Glue down here.
What's the glue you're using there?
It's textile glue.
Oh,
You
you don't see that very often.
I tend to try. No, I use it a lot, Ben. Where have you been? I don't like using pins. If I can use glue to do something, I'd much rather do that. It's not going to be sufficient to hold it all in place forever. You need to stitch it. But rather than trying to pin things in place, especially when you're using something like this, I just find that it's much better. Doing that over there, get to that point, and then we'll have another little bit of glue on the top, like this. Like that, round there. And then just line everything up, like so.
Maricel's just asked,
Yep.
can you explain zips on a roll? And how many zips do you get when you get...
You get 5 meters of zippage.
5 meters of zippage? 5 meters of zippage? Right, yeah. That was Zippy from Rainbow. US viewers are like, what?
5 meters of zippage.
Right, yes.
It's like he's here.
I am here, Becky.
Cutie George as well.
Oh, yes, I can do, George. But I was speaking first. So, yeah, 5 meters of zippage.
5 meters of zippage and 10 pulls.
And what?
10 pulls.
Pools?
Pulls.
Oh, like
Zip pulls.
Oh, the handle.
Zip, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, zippy bits.
Yeah.
And it's just in a roll. So you just pull it out. In fact, I'll get one out of the the warehouse before I do the next show, so I can show you. You basically pull this roll out and you can make your zip as long as you want it to be. So brilliant if you're going to be making bags. And actually, to be honest, if you're going to be doing dressmaking, because it's so difficult to find zips the right colour or the right size. And because the zips are nylon, you just cut through with a normal pair of scissors. Now, if you have a zip and it's the wrong colour, you can use some of our alcohol markers to colour it in if you want to use a different colour. So that's something to do. Right, so I've glued that there. I've had a little giggle. And then I'm going to change my foot on my sewing machine to my zipper foot. So this is what your normal foot will look like on your sewing machine. This is your zipper foot. So the idea being, you can see it's almost looks like a little clog, little shoe.
Oh, yeah,
and
it does.
The needle is going to come down either side of here. So it means that you can get really close to something. So if I was sewing a zip and I was using this, my sewing would never be that close to the zip because this piece is too wide. But when you use this, that can butt right up against the teeth of the sewing machine, teeth up to the zip, and so it doesn't get in the way. So that's what we're going to be using now.
How many different feet are there for a sewing
Oh,
machine?
loads.
There's a lot, isn't there?
Yeah, loads. I mean, most of them, it's like sewing machine stitches. the majority of the stitches that you will use will be zigzag or straight stitch. Unless you're going to be doing sort of embroidery, or you want to do something sort of super fancy, you're never really going to need all those super duper patterns and stitches.
So it's, pattern that you might use once in a blue moon kind of thing. Really
very rare.
Yeah.
So it's better, rather than spending money and getting something that has hundreds of stitches, it's better just to get a really good quality machine. So we're going to pop that here. Now my needle is going to be coming to the side, to the right hand side of my zip. My zip is right here, so this little foot is going to butt right up against that. And it means I'm going to be able to stitch through quite tightly to that. So I'm just pushing against, making sure that my sewing machine is stitching up against that zip.
And later on tonight, we're a standard softer side show, aren't we? Oh, it's an... why did I think that you... did you mention a craft along, or is there, have you got a craft along coming up at a later date?
I will have a craft... The next time I'm in, I'll be a craft along,
right,
and it'll be using these.
I thought you said you were doing a craft along later.
No, next time I'm in, I'll be doing a craft along.
Okay.
So we want to then just pull this back. So you can see that that's stitched together. Now I'm just going to move that little zip down here. I moved it out of the way, so it meant that I didn't get it in the way when I was sewing. And I want to just give this everything a press. So I want to pull this out, and I'm going to top stitch across there in just a second.
Linda said, "Oh dear, George."
My niece, George was her favourite, and I remember making her a cake when she was 3, which had George on it from Rainbow.
George was the pink hippo with the very long eyelashes. And you had Zippy, who was...
grumpy.
But I don't know what he was. He was
No,
just
I
like
don't know what he was.
Weird, bald...
He wasn't a monkey, was he?
No, he was just like a...
Bungle was a bear.
Bungle the bear.
And they all lived with Geoffrey.
And Rod, Jane and Freddie.
And Rod, Jane and Freddie, yeah.
Who'd sometimes come along and sing a song, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
It was...
And did they all live together as well?
Who?
Rod, Jane and Freddie.
I think, well, they always turned up together, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, wherever there was Rod, it was Jane and Freddie. So it is, and Geoffrey in his later life went off to be a taxi driver, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, he was a taxi driver in Blackpool after they decommissioned Rainbow.
Really? How do you know these things?
I don't know, I know loads of useless stuff. Linda says, Becky keeps inspiring me to get my sewing machine back out, but every time I do, my daughter presents me with a pile of repairs. Always the way.
I'm friends with a lady who works on another channel who does a lot of sewing, who's very well known.
Is it someone I know?
Yeah, and she was saying, because I said the same thing, people always go, oh, can you just repair this, can you repair that? Although, to be honest, since I broke Jamie's, other Jamie's sweatshirt, nobody asked me to repair anything anymore. But people always ask for things to be repaired. And she said,
broke Jamie's sweatshirt?
Yeah. I was trying to fix it and I ended up ripping a hole in it.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and it was his favourite sweatshirt as well.
Oh no.
I know, felt really bad.
Yikes.
That's why he doesn't talk to me anymore.
No, I can...
Yeah, so she was, she obviously sews, and she was out for dinner, and at this restaurant they go to all the time, and the waiter or the maitre d' said, oh, you sew, don't you? Could you repair my trousers for me? Could you take out my trousers for me?
What, while she was in the restaurant?
Yeah, and she said she went to this restaurant quite often, and she ended up, she had them for such a long time. She just never, they're a fiddly thing to do, and they take quite a long time putting things up. And she said it made her feel like she could never go to the restaurant.
What, in case you said, oh,
yeah, because they'd be like, well, where are my trousers? And
so funny.
I don't want to do that. So, and then I think that's what happens. People always want to have, little. They want you to repair things.
Yeah.
And they think it's a quick fix, and actually, it really isn't. They take a long time to do.
Anne's just wondering as well. Does this pattern need any hardware other than the zippers?
Yes. So, where did I put my hardware? In my little purple bag.
We've got hardware bundles on the show as well for you.
We have.
If you need any.
Well, they come in with like a bag template. Those other hardware. So I've brought some with me, not the tissues.
Wow.
So this one here, this bag, it needs some of these sliders. I bought these online. They're relatively inexpensive. I think I bought 100 of everything for about £10 or something like that. So I'm going to be making a lot of bags. So you'll need these kind of sliders. You can see here, we're going to need some of those. And you'll probably need either a D-ring or a rectangular ring when you're going to be popping the little pieces to the side of them. If I grab this one, I can show you. So you've got some D or rectangular rings here. You've got a slider here. And you've got those ones there. For the other bags, you're not going to need many bits of hardware apart from here where you've got those D-rings and you've got those sliders again because you've got those straps. But as I say, relatively inexpensive to get hold of, but we do have on the show today some hardware that comes with some templates. So you'll be able to find some bits and pieces in there as well. I'll put those to one side. Right, the next bit we're going to do is we're going to add the piece of fabric at the top here. And that's going to create the top of the design. So what we want to do is fold that in half like that, and I'm going to give that a bit of an iron, and I'm going to then attach it to my other piece up here, and that is going to form that first part of the bag. So you can see that coming together now. So those bits are going to go there, and that is going to form that little pocket that you've got down here. This one's just been done the other way round, but you can see how that looks there. So really nice design. You've got plenty of space in here as well, and you can see by this how it stands up. This is why you're using the bosal, you're using this foam to create this kind of very structured bag. Otherwise it would be quite, it wouldn't have the rigidity that you need for this kind of thing. So you want to use something like that. Okay, so give this bit of an iron, and I'll carry on doing this until I'm told to stop.
Keep going.
Keep going.
I think so.
So did you want to know my story about my...
Yes, absolutely. So earlier on, we were chatting about we chatted about loads of things in this show, to be fair. But I know Becky has two stories?
Got two stories.
About weird places you've woken up or slept.
Yeah. So my friend, this was not me, this is my friend, she went out on a big night out, and she came home without her partner and without her keys, and so she couldn't work out how to get into the house. So she thought the best thing to do, it was quite cold, the best thing to do was to get their wheelie bin and to put it on its side and crawl into the wheelie bin.
Wheelie?
Really, but it was really chilly, so she got the doormat from their next door neighbour's house and she covered herself in the bin. In the bin.
It wasn't bin day the next day, was it?
I don't think so,
Thank
no.
goodness
But
for
I mean,
that.
my goodness, how bad is that?
That
That's terrible, isn't it?
is hilarious.
That's really bad. And then my story was, there used to be a club night that happened over in the Isle of Wight, and you would catch a ferry from Southampton and you'd party on this boat over to the Isle of Wight, and then you'd get in a coach and you drive to this old fort where they had this party.
Yeah.
And we were coming back and I fell asleep on the speaker on the party boat, and I was completely deaf for about 4 days.
Oh, because your ear was on blaring out the tunes?
Yeah. Not good. Not good.
Wow,
So, Ben, what's yours?
Pardon?
What's yours?
What? I can't hear you.
What's yours? What's yours?
Well, as I say, I haven't. The only weird one was, as I say, when I got home one time after a night out, my parents thought I was staying out, and I didn't. I ended up sleeping in my mum's car in the garage.
That's pretty bad, really.
It's pretty bad. I didn't really have many big nights out I wasn't one much for sort of going out.
But you're not?
Not really. I was a bit boring. I've never been one for nightclubs and stuff like that.
You're not?
I'm quite happy to sort of, just sit in a pub and chit chat.
Well, I think now I get to a point where I think, that looks really nice, but I do want to be able to sit down at some point. And sometimes, if when you're talking to people in a club and it's so loud that you can't hear what they're saying, but your ears are vibrating because someone's shouting in your ear, then I think, that's probably the time for me to think.
The thing that makes me laugh now as well is when people sort of go, we'll head out around sort of 10, 11. as if it's at the start of the night, and that's the time of the
Yeah.
night when I'm looking at my watch and thinking I want to go home.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so it's when you get old, isn't it?
It is.
My idea of a good Saturday night now is sitting in front of the TV with a takeaway.
Ben.
There it is.
Ben.
What?
You've got old.
I have. Do you still like a big night out, do you?
I do like a big night out, but I like my big nights out to finish quite early. There's
Go out at 2 in the afternoon, I'll be home by 7.
There's a DJ called DJ Fat Tony. Do you remember him in the 90s? And
What's it called?
DJ Fat Tony.
DJ Fat Tony.
Fat Tony, yeah.
Right.
And he does these daytime. They're not really raves, but daytime parties.
Discos.
Yeah, discos.
Yeah.
And they start at 2.
That's my kind of thing.
And they finish at 10, so everyone can get home.
I love that.
And everyone's my age.
Love
and
that.
There's always plenty of space to sit down. Yeah, it's quite good. And I like that. You'd enjoy one of those, Ben. I'll take you to one of those.
I am, I'm up for that. Certainly more up for that, getting home by 10 rather than starting at 10 and getting home at 3 in the morning.
Oh, yeah, that's too late for me.
Laurie says, and I'm not sure what this means, can you spell the foam product for inside bag?
Bosal, B-O-S-A-L.
Oh.
Bosal. There are other types of foam that you can get, but the one that I've got is called Bosal.
B-O-S-A-L?
B-O-S-A-L, yeah.
Okay. B-O-S-A-L? B-O-S-A-L? B-O-S-A-L, and Bosal was his name. Oh, what we doing? Oh, we're stopping. You got to stop. Because we're finished now.
Well, look, there's my bag. There's my bag. Just the beginning of a bag. But that's the most complicated bit about using the Bosal. The rest of it's nice and easy.
It's flown over this show, and hopefully you've got a lot out of it. I think it's been nice to see the brand new products in action. We're going to be concentrating more, of course, on the bags in the second launch, Softcraft show, which is coming up at 5. There's so many goodies on this show. It's jam-packed, loads of fabric. One other thing which you guys, well, you'll have seen these apparently if you've been in the US, but they've never been here before on Crafters TV. It's our bag hardware kits, 3-piece collection, £12, $14.40 for the 3 sets that you're going to be getting here. This one includes your silver rectangle sider, 2 silver rectangle rings. You've got your magnetic clasp and step-by-step instructions with the printed pattern as well. If you're looking to make the kind of style of bags that you're seeing here, we do also have like the faux leather for you. We've got the we've got loads of fabric, and what's the other stuff called? We've got over there the velvet. We've got loads and loads of fabric.
Hamster cuddles.
Hey?
Hamster cuddles.
The hamster cuddly stuff. Exactly. That's what it is. But if you want to get this sort of look, as I say, we've got faux leather available for you. This one, the second kit for your tote bag, is 3 silver magnetic clasps, step-by-step instructions, and the printed pattern in there. Oh, and this is very posh. This last one, wowee, your rectangle clasp bag. I could imagine that's something you have when you go to one of those.
A clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a clutch.
Little posh bag.
Yeah.
It's posh.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. That one you get 1 silver rectangle clasp and chain, step-by-step instructions, and your printed pattern as well. So you're getting all 3 of those for that price of just £12 or $14.40. What a show! So we're back at 5. And we're going to concentrate on more on the bags.
Yes, yeah. So we're going to be doing the backpack and also that craft tote. I'm going to be doing quite a lot of them. So we're going to work our way through all the information on there. There's a couple of things to tell you about the craft tote. So do watch that so I can talk you through that.
Thank you, Becky, and thank you everyone for watching as well. Do come back at 5. We'd love to have your company, and don't forget to tell anyone else who you think might love a little bit of soft craft that we have got our soft craft day today. Another new launch coming tonight, and of course that code that you can use up until the end of play on Monday, which is relevant actually to a lot of items that we've got on the show as well, NCM Sewing. Until then, enjoy the next couple of hours. Do make sure you check out your basket, and Becky and I will see you back here live at 5. Until then, bye for now.